I advise you not to say it anymore because you're recording.
Hi guys.
Welcome to Views from the Gardens, Limewell Gardens podcast. Hey, cup weekend. Both teams get knocked out of the cup. Limewell Gardens' first team gets knocked out the Essex Junior Cup by Collier Row 4-0, and the reserves get knocked out by St Francis. I heard it's not the same Francis that we know, but yeah, they lost in the Fenton Cup. What's the final score? 4-2. Around the table, you got veteran Paul Roberts, you got Shaky, got Emmanuel, don't talk Emmanuel. We got UPS, aka Q. We got Winton, we got Javel Gaffer Green, and Boss Benj. So, how are we starting this off? I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna start off straight away, man. I'm pissed off. I'm actually pissed off today, gents. I'm not gonna lie. We got to the home ground. The first team got to the home ground, and we was meant to play on the big pitch, but because of the providence of money, Rapid Shinkford got to take the big pitch, and they played there. Then played their Essex Junior game, and they went through. And we had another pitch further away. And what would you say about the pitch? Anyone?
It wasn't wide enough. It definitely was not.
Tight, right?
It was
Narrow pitch. Well, narrow.
But the starting lineup was
Ben and goal, left back Troy, two centre back Mark Vidic, right back Rio, two holding Shaky, Dylan, on the wing Brad, Deshane, Winton and Marcel up top.
cool. What about the reserve starting lineup? Anyone want to go?
Yeah, we had Wetton in goal, Ryan at right back, Chase and Marcelo in the centre backs, Bradley at left back. We had Emmanuel on the wing, Akil on the other wing, left wing, Emmanuel right wing, Q, Errol and Ty in the middle, and Foster up front.
Team sounds strong, boy.
It should have been, yeah.
It was. Well, it should have been, yeah. It was on paper. Yeah, on paper. But no.
Do you want us to talk about
Yeah,
that
you
now?
go
Should we
first.
go in
Yeah,
first?
yeah, go on.
Go in.
So, we took the advantage of the wind in the first half. First minute, I said go long. Like, first look long. Foster's through on goal. Unfortunately, he doesn't put it away. And then they kind of came into it after that. We was on top first few minutes, and then they came into it. I don't know what. I can't quite put my finger on what was going wrong.
I can.
Go ahead,
Because
Q.
I feel like in terms of where they took their stronghold is because they were able to pick it up in their half and then take the time to make the passes. And as you did say, we're not pressuring the ball like so forth. But I felt like in terms of my role in the team was to sit deep. So me sitting deep, obviously you had Ty and then you had Errol. I'm not saying that they didn't try or whatever, but at the end of the day, I think if there was a bit more pressure, then they wouldn't have had the confidence to start playing like they did. Do you know what I mean? And then, boy, like,
So I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you to a point. So there was a bit of what happened is they scored a goal. They scored a goal because there was no pressure on the ball. So the defence was playing quite a high line. So the midfield's saying defence stop playing a high line. But the fact of the matter is we weren't pressing the ball hard enough all over the pitch. We were letting them play. And I said, if you watch them pick a pass, their man will pick a pass. And you can't blame the defence for that. But, you know, for the defence also, you can't be touched tight on a man if there's no pressure on the ball. So the game turned like that. We had the advantage, we had the wind, but they started to get confident and started knocking balls about, and we started arguing amongst ourselves, which wasn't too pretty to look at.
yeah.
So they got 2 quick goals, in fact.
And touching on that as well, yeah, through, obviously, it weren't like arguments, but I think it was people's frustration because everybody knows what everyone can does, but people don't communicate that in the right way when you're in a game situation. So obviously, people are getting on to other people. Sorry about the banging, lads. Or people. So people started getting onto people, and then I feel like it wasn't helpful because sometimes people don't react to people getting onto them. So we had to kind of regain our composure by half-time.
Yeah, when the first goal went in, I could tell like we were all frustrated, which like it could show because everyone was like shouting. But then I think it was just we had to calm it down. And then the second goal went in, and then we just had to make sure we had the composure.
Yeah.
Can I stop you there? Because it kind of sounds like our kind of game,
Yeah,
right?
it sounds
exactly
game.
the same thing.
It's a Limo thing.
Yeah, you know. But on a real, like, honestly, like the way how it kind of set up for us, the first 10 minutes, I think we was bopping it. The system was working. It was working really well. But they kept, I don't know, it's like they kept breaking through and then having one-on-ones. Ben saving it or them missing. And then they got a free kick or a corner. What was it?
There's a corner.
And they kept hitting it front post. And for like twice, they just missed. Then the third one come. Or did the guy get sent off before that? Yeah, so basically...
But we had
go on.
chances though.
Yeah, we did.
Like the keeper had to come off the line to clear it.
Yeah.
Twice. He could have been sent off for the first.
It's true.
He should have. He should have.
But he was off the defender instead, didn't it?
So how we set it up, I don't want to talk about too much tactics, but during the week, like, man was studying hard. And then speaking to Javel, we worked it out and it was working really, like, we believed it could work. But then the system, because I even took it into training and we done well at training, and then we took the system onto Saturday, and I just felt like when we was dominant and we was on the ball, we was untouchable. We played the ball like we looked great. I'm telling you. And then it's like, as soon as the goalkeeper got sent off, we just kind of became relaxed. I don't know.
We played how they play. We was playing.
I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, because from the side, that's how it looked to me.
How it felt on the pitch as well. And I don't want to. I didn't think at the time it was a cause for concern because it was only 1-0 and we'd obviously still keep fighting. But perhaps at the time I maybe should have said, realise we're dropping a little bit. We need to step it up. Because I thought naturally they get one man sent off. When we come back out second half, we're gonna body them. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I said that at the time when their man got sent off. I said, listen, it's gonna get harder because they're gonna work harder. Yeah. We should have gaps now. But we won't find them gaps. And to be honest, the game today, how Benji set up was like, right, you two are midfielders, come and get the ball. And I feel like we were doing that until they scored.
Yeah.
And then when they scored, we're like, and then when they got sent off and then they scored really quick after.
Yeah.
Straight
away.
And then we completely, not one time after that, the whole game, we get it off for the defenders.
The defenders.
It was long ball from then.
Yeah. And even when you did collect the ball, instead of playing to feet or playing out wide, the ball was going in the air. Yeah. And I hate that.
That's what I was saying. We was playing how they're playing. That's all they was doing.
They was just knocking it number 10.
So it was going back and forth.
It was driving me crazy.
We go 1-0 down, and it's happened in the last game. We go 1-0 down, and we're clueless what to do. We panic.
But is that not trusting the system?
It's just trusting. It's about trusting the process.
I think it's a
each other.
default setting because the thing is, you should know if we're working on what we work on in training and implementing it into games, then we should be comfortable to say, all right, cool, we can take a knockback, but let's keep on playing our game. But I think default setting is to get a quick goal, so then you just go long.
Like I said to you after the game, the system stuck till 2-0. Even after the first goal, it stuck. But we just didn't play that one little bit what we're good at, getting the ball to feet and playing it around. We went long. The system was like the banks whatever you wanted us to set out. We were doing that because there's so many times I looked at deals and it was to the right. I mean, when you're that side, I'm this side. Let's keep doing it.
I think you got to have. It comes with time, but you got to have faith in your teammates that you can get back into the game. You know, so the same thing happened for us. We went 1-0 down, and then they scored a quick second, and it's like everybody just calm down, so that we don't get because another goal we're out of the game. But at 2-0, it's like all right, they've had a couple of lucky goals, but we're a threat. We can get back in it at 2-0.
I think it was a wake-up call for all just to focus.
Yeah, so I think it sounds like in both teams it's the same thing. You know, everybody takes it personal. Like you've gone 1-0 down and you think that's it, it's the end of the game, but it isn't. It isn't. You're not going to necessarily lose from there, as long as you keep your head. Yeah? So we had the same thing. We was 2-0 down. We went 2, and it's like, let's not make it 3.
But what's mad is that I was reminded by someone today. I don't know if he wants me to talk it. Flash basically reminded me. Is like it was our first training session. And like it's gonna come if we continue to keep doing it, innit? So the system's new, and the thing is, like I've been having debates for the last 4 weeks about that Lymore doesn't have an identity of a style of play. It's just a group of players coming together, playing ball, and we've just won a good couple of games and won a cup at one point. You know what I'm trying to say? And got promotion. But now we need to create a style, we need to create a culture, and that's what I'm trying to coach into us. Like, I know it's a bit late, but we got to start somewhere, innit?
It's never too late, man. But it just will take time.
Yeah, it's got to.
Because people have to learn and understand how it is and what the role is. All right, I'm playing at left back. I mean, I don't want to go back to our game yet, but...
See, our game, for me as well, we were trying to...
Yeah.
We were trying to force it.
Force it, yeah.
Instead of, like, when we kicked the ball and just played sideways, even if we just did 4 passes between the midfielders,
it just looked good.
Making them move. We stopped doing that. We was just like, right, we've got to find that magic pass now, quick.
Maybe that was my fault, because I was checking the statistics and I said our midfielders hasn't made an assist yet. So then maybe the pressure was that. Like, no?
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, but trying to work it out as well, innit? Like,
I don't believe that.
Like, I'm a man that likes to find solutions and kind of put it out there, innit?
No. You had a right to bring that up. That's in the back of our minds always, but it was never at the forefront. It's the fact that we conceded the 2 goals, and it's an automatic mindset, it's a default mindset. Like you said, like you want to get back into the game, but you have to be patient sometimes.
Trust the system.
It's 1-0 at half time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We come out the second half better than we started the first half.
Yeah, and it was working.
Wow.
And even when they scored the second goal, it was all right. And then.
See, we were 2-0 down going into the second half, and we had a magic chance. Eugene had a chance that really should have tucked away. You know, look, I'm part of the Strikers Union, and I said it. Strikers miss goals sometimes. It happens. At the end of the first half, if he scores that, we go in at 2-1. Even though,
we switch rings as well.
we went in 2-0 down, but we were still calm.
Yeah, but you know, I don't mind that, because to be fair, we're making chances and we're showing that we're a threat and we're making. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have time, and if you trust in the people that are around you, you know that 45 minutes is enough time.
You're
to
gonna
score
get another
goals.
chance.
You're gonna get chances,
Yeah.
but
At
I
this
think
level, 10 minutes.
10
Is
minutes
it
a long
enough?
time, bro.
15
Trust
minutes is
me.
more than enough.
because it's a momentary memory lapse from anyone, and that's a goal.
Yeah. But we've got to stop the momentary memory lapses at the other end too.
Agreed.
But then this is the thing about one of the major things that I was saying at the beginning of our game was, like, I don't like blaming certain areas on the field, because one thing that what we set up at the beginning was how we defend as a team, how we move as a team, and like after a while, I don't know, like Shaky said, like after the 2 goals went in, it's like everybody just wanted to do their own thing. They just didn't care.
Trying too hard, like you said.
Yeah, and
I wasn't on the pitch.
but like, my point is,
It's a real drag shaking.
it wasn't even like that though, Shakes, you know? Like, the reason why we decided to do that was not saying that you're not the spark. It was about, like, we could see that you wanted to get in more than, innit? So, like, you was going above and beyond. So what we wanted to try and do is create another spark that could happen, innit? But sometimes taking someone off makes you feel like it's about you, like you've done shit, but it wasn't that, innit? Because you've done exactly what we asked you for. But then, because we're 2-0 down, we could see that everybody's trying to do something, but maybe that something was too much and not doing what we asked you to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then, even down to...
For me, it was funny because you were going to sub Markov straight after the second goal, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. And then...
Bless him, he didn't have his best game.
Yeah.
And it was like, right, Mark, straight after the goal,
Yeah,
Mark,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do that to him. I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I
And
was
then it
shouting
was
that
kind
as
of
well,
like,
to be
then it was
fair.
kind of
Everyone
like,
said
I
that
was
to me.
shouting
and then it was like,
that
all right, Shaky, you come off then.
No, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. No, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that shit. The reason, you see that whole thing where, like, Mark was meant to come off, yeah. The second goal was because of Mark, because he got beat, yeah. But then, like, I said to Javale, all right, cool, we're gonna get Mark off. Terry said, no, don't do it, because it will crush him. But the thing is, we wanted to create a spark before that. But the only reason why we went for Mark before was, like, we was going for you first and then Mark. But then because Mark got beat, we then said Mark first. Does that make sense?
Rushed the decision, like.
Yeah, no, but
Kinda had to speed up the-
everyone told us not to do it. So everyone looked at us like, don't do that. But it was like, it was.
It's hard, isn't it?
It
That's
is,
hard. If you
yeah.
make a
come
mistake
on.
and you get dragged, you know,
That is hard.
heads
That
in
is-
the turn.
I get that.
Yeah. So, me as a player, knowing that, I
True.
think that can't happen.
It's so
Nah,
hard.
say
5
that.
minutes later, he went and got sent off.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, he got sent off straight away. And you see?
You could have seen that in
I saw it.
you saw it in
I
advance.
saw
But that's
it.
the difficulty with management. Sometimes you got to make that hard decision.
But then,
for the greater good.
But then, next week, the week after that, he ain't gonna want to play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So
confidence is shot.
I'm glad that everyone told me not
it's a
to.
double-edged
But at the
sword.
same time,
Yeah, you
remember
saw
they already had a 10 man. They had 10 men. It's difficult, man. Anyway, let's go back to the reserve game.
So, second half time, I changed it.
And it worked.
Told
So
everybody to calm down, relax. I took off my enforcers and I put on ball players in the middle of the park. I put Rodrigo in the middle with Ty. I went 4-4-2. In fact, I take responsibility for that first half because I went 4-5-1 defensive and we were playing with the wind. I don't know why I done that. I take responsibility because Roy, I'm not going to play. It's my responsibility. My responsibility. I went 4-5-1 when really I'm 4-4-2 all day long. Anybody who knows me, you know that I'm going to come and I'm going to say 4-4-2. Yeah. So I changed it in the second half. We went 4-4-2, and I basically told them, get Ty on the ball. When the ball's coming out to the defenders at the back, Ty's inside, get him on the ball, let him pull the strings and quarterback it, and he was doing it perfectly.
wants it. He wants
And within 5 minutes of the start of the second half, it's 2-1. Yeah, we're back in the game. I thought I was Mourinho at that point. Unfortunately, we had another little mishap. Why was there no people on the post? I didn't say it, so I can't call that as anybody else's mistake. But on corners, there's some things, set pieces that we should do as standard, like fullbacks on the post.
The training on
That we need
Wednesday.
to work.
Training
I'm
on
not even
Wednesday.
gonna lie, the
The
goal
first
was
thing
so
is
awkward.
set
It looked like
pieces.
it was going
The
on.
first team done the same
Everyone was
thing.
just standing still, and then all you just see is at the far post. He
The-
just
the-
he's already in the goal and headering it. And
There was another chance that they had, that the ball came in, their guy hit it over. We were static.
yeah.
They had another chance, another guy hit it over
again,
Then
yeah.
another guy headed it,
Yeah.
it hit the post.
Yeah.
We were static.
Yeah.
So I like it's definitely an area that we do need to address in
On
terms of
set pieces.
set pieces.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They at least had to defend them rather than on the attacking front, but definitely had to defend set pieces because again also the marking at the back, like they're playing one man up front, and I had to explain to the centre backs in the second. He was peeling off and going through the gaps. I'm like, look, one man track him, and the other man eat up the space. You only need to body him a little bit and put him off his run, and that's it.
I think especially with the counter attacks as well, you could always see that there kind of wasn't there was a kind of like a miscommunication, because if they were on the counter, you would expect one man to mark whoever's on them. So you would see them kind of going out to the side and going in between centre backs and right backs and left backs. So it was a bit difficult to it was just difficult for them to like talk to each other.
Communicate,
Whose man they've got.
But I think that was because at first we started with the high line and so forth. And to be fair, Marcelo is probably the only one with pace, if I'm going to be honest.
And he kept having to come back. He was going in. He was trying to get back.
But that's what I'm trying to say. He was the first one in, but he's our sweeper. Do you understand? So we were always kind of left short because I think they identified if they went with the bounce or around the corner through our other defenders and so forth, the miscommunication, they were getting success through that.
Apart from that, I think also we were playing in their half a lot more when we had the ball.
Yeah.
And what you'd notice is we always had to keep going for runs. So Eugene, if it wasn't Eugene, it was Foster.
Yeah.
And he was getting stuck in as well, having to come back and get the ball from deep.
Yeah.
And all it was just pretty much a ball. I thought I was offside for a second, but then all it was Ty played the ball in, and then they also changed their keeper. I don't know why. I think their keeper got injured, so he sat out, and then they brought a keeper who clearly wasn't a keeper. And then the second goal happened, and it was 3-2. And we thought we were back in the game, and then
You scored the first goal.
no, I scored the second one. Eugene scored the first one.
It was a good goal.
2-2, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's on fire. Listen, he's making the runs. I have to say, he is actually he's awake to everything. So where people stop, he's in behind. Do you know what I mean? Anticipating a knock on or
Who are we talking about?
his goal. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you know what's mad?
Well
you know
done.
what's mad? Like, they're scoring. And we're not.
I said that to
last
Q.
week, right? Last week was missed chances. This week was like
Nothing.
No shot. Well, I
But
one shot.
it was the final ball today. When it got out wide, the ball into the box wasn't on.
We had chances.
Marcel was saying that like he was up against 2 5'7" defenders, and like he said like no balls came into the box. He said like nothing came into the box for
To be
him.
fair, their number 5, but their captain was decent.
Yeah, he was, but like it's for us to recognise, isn't it?
Yeah, there was an offside goal for me as well. If it went in, that would have brought us back in the game.
In the game, yeah.
Pretty much from then, it was just so much pressing, so much back and forth. Yeah. And I came off to... Who came on for me?
Who came on right wing?
Till.
Nikhil, and then Rodrigo went wide.
Rodrigo went there. Right. It was just a lot more back and forth.
And I'm going to say one thing, Mourinho. Rodrigo, great on the wing, forward, can't be in the centre. It's not strong enough. He's a good ball player.
So look, my theory was to put 2 ball players in the middle of the park. I know he's not strong, but if he gets the ball and knocks it about, because the ball will move quicker. That was the idea of it. But I realised he was struggling in the middle, and I didn't want to hook him.
Yeah.
So I pushed him out wide, and I sacrificed you for a minute for that purpose.
Yeah, fair enough.
They wasted so much time as well.
But you know what? See, when you said you want 2 ball players in the middle, it's the same thing. Like, I love an enforcer. I love a guy that will go and collect, and I love a creative spark. I had that today in the middle in the first half. Do you get it? And I just felt that after a while, we ran out of ideas and how to do that. And then that made me think, okay, shit, like, let me utilise what we can. Like, we've got a strong bench, we've got roll on, roll off. Like, let's utilise this, innit? But at the same time, it offends people. So,
I thought Rashford was
yeah,
good.
but this is what I'm saying. So, and even so, like, we sat down, me and Jav, and was thinking about what can we do to bring a little spark to it. Whereas when Lloyd come on, he was collecting and moving the ball left and right, which is all right. But then we needed someone to drive. We never had no drivers, so we thought Rash. So we needed someone to drive with the ball and all of that.
To be fair, he did every time we got the ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then even when Tariq come on, it was good as well. Like, he was doing bits and bobs. But at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like right now, like, it's hard for us, innit, because there's so much talent. Like, it's a big squad from the reserves.
Yeah.
It's all there. Everybody wants to play, innit? And if you're playing out of position, it's a problem. Sorry.
I said it at the beginning of every game we played. We've got a team to beat any team we come across. And that's why it's hard for you managers. Why ain't it happening?
Yeah.
We don't understand it on the pitch either.
It's so hard. It's difficult.
But you know what, yeah, I think also in terms of the reserves, yeah, I feel that we got a little bit more success when Ty was coming deep, picking up the ball. Stuff that we did work in training. Do you know what I mean? Because we can play out the back.
Yeah.
We can play out the back.
Yeah. And that worked perfectly.
It did.
Like, just give it to Ty. He's calm on the ball. He doesn't lose it. He's picking the right pass.
If he gets into
That's all we
problems,
want.
we're there.
Yeah, he'll keep it. He'll get it back, and he was there.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I swapped the left backs over, and I said, look, all I want you to do, keep it simple.
Get it to Ty.
Give it to Ty. Yeah, take the ball out wide and give it to Ty. But they get it out wide and they want to run up the wing.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what I want. That's not what I wanted. Not that they were doing anything too much wrong, but they just follow the instruction because this is what was working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pattern of play and style of play. If you've got that type of player in your team, and you lot got it in abundance in the first.
That's you might take time.
Yeah, I know you'll probably take time.
That's all right because we still have people that can play tight.
Take whoever. You know,
I mean, because Eugene didn't start.
He should play.
He should play.
He should be in the first.
He should, but Eugene should start as well. Eugene, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Eugene's meant to be the striker,
brother. He's our number 9, yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. When I came to the first year, I was like, he's gonna be our number 9. Foster's sick. Don't get me wrong, but
Foster
Eugene
needs to go out on the wing.
He's
That's
an
a
all-round
mistake.
player.
Again, that's the mistake that I made today because in my head I'm starting Eugene. That's what I said. I had Eugene written down,
100%.
but somebody whispered in my ear, who I trust, and said, you know what, maybe put Foster to start up front. Yeah, and because I'm not here week in, week out, you know, I've got to have an element. I took some steering from Roy, and I thought, okay, this is the makeup of the team, and then I'll decide on the day. Yeah, for me, Foster done all right, but maybe I could utilise him more as a winger, and I want Eugene as the main striker up front. I do.
But then again, Foster and Eugene.
That's what I think. I think both of them need to be on the field, not take one or.
So if I would have gone 4-4-2, I'd have had to sacrifice one of your three in the middle.
That's fine.
That would have been my issue.
That's fine.
So in my head, I've got you three starting because you've been playing as a 5. You understand? And I've not been here.
That makes sense.
And I didn't want to come in and reinvent
change
the wheel
things up,
and change things up. Like, all right, I'm here this week and I'm going to change it.
So now you see that. So now, don't know if you know, but I've retired playing football from Saturdays, and I decided to join Javel in management. So then, we've now got different ideas to what Terry and Javel had. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's why the decision was for me to bring Dylan in the middle and put Bradley on the wing, whereas Terry had Bradley in the middle and Dylan on the wing. And I know Dylan can play very, very well on the wing, but also I wanted to see him collect the ball and kind of...
Yeah, because he's very good on the ball.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted, innit?
Yeah.
But obviously, everyone was saying, "I'll put Dylan on the wing, put the Dylan on the wing." But when you take a man from one position that he's playing in and then put him on out there, it just kind of messes up a lot of the flow.
Of course.
So maybe we go back to what we know, or maybe it'll make it easier.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
just
it's like,
transition it.
But at the same time, it's about trying to be creative with every decision as well. Because I don't want to be stale. Like, we're not a stale team, innit? It's not basic. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? We've got talent all over the field. I just feel today, we just got caught again, just like when we played Petro Club.
It's individual errors. Even when they was creating a couple of chances in the first 20 minutes, it was because we were giving a ball.
Yeah.
Nothing they were doing was troubling us at all. And then like I said earlier, nick a goal and then we just don't know what to do. Our defence sit deeper, things like that.
Was any of their goals good? No.
Bad mistakes.
No.
Yeah. Was any of their goals good?
No. There's nothing. It was counter-attacks.
One very weird corner. I genuinely thought, we must have thought it went out, and then all we just see is at the far post.
Oh, but what do you expect to happen if no one's moving? Everybody's static, looking like what's going to happen here? Like, we were caught sleeping.
To be honest, I don't even really remember the first today, to be honest.
I don't. But one thing that I do want to say that went very well, it didn't go very well, but it was good to have, was a conversation after the game. That was really good. Like, we actually spoke about what we felt the problems were. A lot of things were identified about them being played one position one week, one position the next week. We will take that away and we'll work on it. But I still think, like, as the managers, like, if we're creating this system, people need to know what it takes for each position. Does that make sense?
To be fair, with the exception of striker maybe, and I'm saying that because I'm part of the strikers union and I struggle to play anywhere else. I can play out on the wing but I don't like it. But with the exception of a striker, which you need a natural finisher, somebody who can definitely put the ball in the back of the net, everybody should be prepared to play anywhere. It's football, yeah?
And goalkeeper.
It's decision making. You pass, you run, you shoot, you know, you turn back. It's decision making. It's the same game. You control the ball, you pass it. So...
Oh, we got 15
like
midfielders.
The game bench, right? 3 games we scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
It's going to look like the defence ain't doing it.
Do you need
got
me?
to get goals.
But the thing is, I'm not going to lie, Marcel had
is a beast.
He had a decent game today. He had a decent game. No, but I'm just saying, it sounded
But
different,
he's not
innit?
a natural finish like, what's his name?
Little D.
Do you know what I mean?
You're gone. Q, big up, man. Peace out.
man.
Yeah.
All right, bye, people.
That's one.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm trying to say, like, it's just been a bit difficult, like, these last, how many games we played now? 3 games?
Last 3 games. It'd be nice to see how it goes if we actually go in front.
Yeah.
Like, and then just turn a team over. We can turn a team over easily.
But it's alright, it's early in the season. It's just a bit disappointing that we had to do it in the Essex Junior, innit? Like,
Just take from that. It's only a couple of runs.
yeah.
Defend anything when it was. We'll win whatever comes.
Yeah, we just need to come with it, that innit? But
It's no excuse, but the team, their divisions above us.
yeah,
Their divisions above us.
but they ain't great,
And they
man.
ain't great. But they play in the third tier of the Olympian. If you think about it, that's like 5 leagues above us in theory.
Yeah.
And they're not 5 leagues above us.
They weren't, man.
It's margins, isn't it? It's not a major difference. But then, you know, they've scored their goals.
That's it. They punished our
But
mistakes.
that's
and
the
we
thing.
didn't
Their
punish theirs.
striker was the difference today.
Number 10,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was the difference.
They literally had 2 good players. I mean, number 10
And
then
centre
number
back.
put
five.
himself
Number
about,
5.
and their captain that was calm and just cleared the ball and won every header.
Yeah. And the rest of it is just pattern of play and system, and they know how to
Midfield
move
nothing.
the
They
ball.
couldn't
That
get
was
close to
nothing.
us.
They didn't win anything. The only time they got in is when they hoofed the ball over. That was it. They didn't win anything in the midfield. Nothing out wide. It was all from the centre back, hoof to the forward, and he put himself about. It's a disappointing way to lose a game, especially when you know you can do so much better.
Anyway, shit happens, innit? We move on. But from now, we just need to understand that everyone that's listening part of Limor, there's a system being created that needs to transition from the first to the reserves to the reserves to the first. And one of the major things that we've been talking about is finishing. And if our strikers are not finishing, we're going to have to go for Eugene.
Hey,
Or Emmanuel.
if he's finishing,
Yeah, we need. But then at the same time,
He's not. The service is still the service.
yeah, and the service.
Yeah,
I said that today.
It's a lot-
I said
it's a
today
lot-
was more about the service.
Yeah, it's a lot to work
Last
on
week
instead
was
of-
last game was missed chances.
Can't
Today
just-
was more about the service.
A striker's not getting 10 chances during a game and missing all 10.
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 or 3.
Like I
He's
said,
getting 1.5 chances.
because
Yeah.
Marcel's a lump, sometimes resorted just aim for Marcel's head.
yeah, that's what we did after the
But
second
then
goal.
we had no one coming round him.
After the second goal, that was it. Just aim for Marcel's head. Like Jav said, we just started lumping it up, started playing their game.
If that's the case and we're finding it hard, we need to work on set pieces, defending and attacking. Because we've got big lumps. Shaky's a big lump. Vidic, 4. Fucking Marcel, Lloyd. There's big players that we can, in the first team, that we can work with. In the second team, who's big? Chase.
Q.
You got big machines that you can work on.
Marcello.
Marcelo, there's big people that's all we need to do. Work on our strengths. Use our strengths to our advantage.
It's true. But you know
I'm
what?
actually just gonna kill me.
I don't even want to talk about no man of the match or donkey of the day.
I feel like we should man of the match. Rio, yeah.
Okay.
Rio.
Rio Dundee.
He did
Didn't do
a
anything wrong.
solid game.
Solid game. Always wanted the ball, and it was always running back.
Won all his battles as well.
I'm going to say tie for us. I'm going to say tie for the reserves. He came off injured in the second half, but you know, if I'd have known what I had at my disposal, I'd have set the team up a little bit differently from the get-go. But it's a learning curve for all of us. But tie for me was
He got stuck in. Also, he was the one who assisted me as well.
yeah.
Definitely deserved it.
Time. Call up, homie.
Call up. Actually, he was terrible today, and I don't think. I think he needs a couple more
Because he's
games.
sitting over there, Mark Offord is definitely donkey today.
Yeah, he said
He
he
was at fault for 2 goals and got sent off.
he said he didn't want to come on because he would just be very apologetic. But yeah, tough game for him, boy. That's £35
Yeah.
and a match ban.
We didn't have any bookings today.
Terry got booked as well.
Tell got booked.
He threw the ball in the back of the man's head.
But the man kind of hit him.
Yeah, it's because he kept
But
kicking Terry's
the man
foot.
kind of like hit him in the back of Terry's head. That's why he done it.
Tell
He
said he
pushed
kicked
Terry
me
in the
about
back of the
8
head,
times.
didn't it?
Yeah, you see, that's experience.
Is it?
That's experience. That's
Like, and then
experience.
when they
It's
were
a one and
looking, done it. Then when Terry put the ball,
I see Terry. I've never seen Terry switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He threw the ball in the back of the man's head. You know when your head bops. I was laughing. So what's that? Terry got donkey today, yeah? Or Mark? Which one?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Mark, yeah.
Sorry.
For you, that?
Uh,
I had Ash made some mad tackles.
And then he bopped away like, yeah, I did that shit.
He went from our half straight to theirs, took a man out, just turned away, started walking off. This guy's been bopping. I was just like,
Yeah.
does he not realise what he's done?
He put himself about a bit. I told him, he says, yeah, I'm defensive midfield. I said, all right then, just go in there and back up tight. And yeah,
You
he
could
put
tell they
himself
were
about.
intimidated by that.
Yeah.
Honestly, from the side, because that's when I was off. It looked worse than it actually was.
But he was sliding a long way and took out the man. Like, it was a lunge. Like, you know that. Yeah, crash. Hit the man. Yeah, it was good. What else?
cool.
Who else? Yeah, that was it. I don't know who gets donkey.
Boy, doesn't matter anyway, man. It's bad, right?
Our liner,
Weekend.
whoever was doing that line in the second half, their fourth goal was miles offside, but I think he was looking at his phone or I don't know what he was doing. Apparently he wasn't watching. But if you don't see it, you can't give it. But the guy was miles off. Apparently.
Oh, well. Anyway, anyone want any final words?
We got next week.
Yeah, CSM
CSM,
at home, big pitch.
Cup or
No, the league.
League. They're top of the table.
And the reserves.
Take 'em off then,
go-
innit?
Go and show what we can do.
just take them off. Simple.
That's
Is
it.
a reserve what?
I don't know. But they're at home too. Brentwood reserves, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go again next week.
So next week we go again, we see what go on. You're gonna check for us, Emmanuel? Statistic, man. That's your name now, yeah?
Yeah, we're at Brentwood.
At home?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, that's it. Next week then, innit? You definitely got CSM?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Big up, man. Anyone want to say final words? Anyone?
Honestly, for the team that we just faced today, in their division above us, they're trash. Honestly. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what though? You see, you know the last 3 games that we've played, we said that, like, all the teams are shit and we're better. But we've lost every single one. It don't mean that.
Petro Club.
Petro Club were a
were
better
than that
team. They were a better team. A better team.
Did you watch the videos? Did you watch the highlights?
But I think beat them though. Cranes.
Exactly.
Cranes beat them.
Yeah, that's because Cranes, they probably
be
just
one of
ran
the
at them. They probably just ran at them and just, they probably just did that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've changed the new releasing of Limewell TV is going to be every Saturday morning. So watch out for that. We're going to have that out next. What's the date on Saturday?
The 5th.
No, next
The
Saturday.
5th. The 5th of October. All right, so you watch these highlights, and this comes out on Monday, so you'll be hearing this on Monday. Anyway, big up everyone around the table. Big up all of our sponsors.
Mortgage Advice Bureau.
LB Creative Group, Diverse Voices, If You Know, You Know, Clothing, Deliveroo, big up Deliveroo, Puma Wear. Who else was there? Big up our photographer, Emmanuel, how do you say it? What's your thing? Huh? Axville. Axville, follow him, man. He's a sick photographer. Anything else? Telstar Fitness. Alright, cool. Peace.